What's up everyone, Voices here, and today I'll be talking about patch prediction for 11.10. It's quite a big patch since there is, well, a lot of things that needs to be fixed. But overall I like the changes and we'll go over what the changes are and what I expect to be good for our next patch. Let's do this. So I will talk about all the changes. Of course there's going to be more changes that can be shipped on Wednesday. This is just temporary. That Mordog described on this stream on Sunday. So first change it is Abomination. I do feel that it needed a buff. However, it's gonna be a little too buffed in my opinion, because Draconic Abomination was already a good comp that can get you to top 4. And you're going to see the changes. They're also buffing Zara, and now you can go back to having Z-Zerots on your Abomination units. Yes, they are going to have little to none HP, but it's still going to be more frontline for your Draconic units to be able to do all the damage that they need. So that's a little danger there. Prediction number 1 comp that will be good next patch is Draconic Abomination with Z-Zerots and usual Ash on AD carry and Zara on the AP carry. Cavaliers buffed at 4 and 6, actually 3 and 4. Yeah, I mean that's fine. There is a comp going around which is Real Cavalier, but I mean you do need a damage backline, so it's just another good frontline in my opinion. Getting 5 or 10% on those units it's pretty good. Just another option to go for in the late game potentially, not just the Knights, Ironclads. Dragon Slayer getting buffed. This is technically a buff to Mordekaiser, which is kind of scary because he's still very good, by the way, even after the nerfs. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe you can play 4 Dragon Slayers now, because that's a lot of AP. Like it's a lot of AP. Forgotten getting nerfed. That's fully expected. I actually don't think this is enough. Just 10 less damage. If you have multiple shadow items, your Vayne is still gonna one-shot everything. We'll see. They are buffing 6 Knights. I would never play 6 Knights, just because 4 is more than enough and you do need the damage backline, but now you're blocking 90 damage, which is a lot. So yeah, they are changing 4 Mystics to have 20 more MR. We know that the lobbies right now are a lot of magical damage with the Lisandras, Vel'Koz, Heimer, Karma, all those carries that are using AP damage. So if you want a counter, well, 4 Mystics, it would be even better now. To splash into maybe an Aphelios or Dragon Comp if you can. Definitely play 3 to 4 Mystics now. Verdant, I mean, I don't think that's going to change anything. Maybe you can play Verdant in Aphelios or in 4 Rangers to have the Tariq in the front, the Ash in the back, or even in Kale. I mean, it's just it's 1 second, right? We take those, but I don't think it's going to change much in the fight. Okay, on the 1 cost side, I'm tempted to actually just try a reroll Redeemed, just because that's a lot of damage, and that's also a lot of damage that can potentially be done by Leona having 80 now. That's kind of nuts. So yeah, she will absorb much less damage at 3-star now, a nerf of 150, but she's doing like, actually earning with auto attacks right now. So having Atrox, Leona, 3-star, Varus, potentially Syndra as well. Just a comp to try out maybe later. Lisandra, yeah, that change doesn't do anything. She's still going to be S tier with Coven and the renewal comp. Just play Lisandra. Udyr, I mean, it's fine. You're just buffing the Draconic early game, which was already insane. You will never put the 80 items on your Udyr anyway. So just having some more damage here, it's fine. We'll have to see how Draconic Abomination stands. Vayne, yeah, so Vayne is going to be still broken, by the way. Having just 20 less spell damage and 5 more AD is not going to change anything. She will still one-shot true damage the entire time if she has the time to do so. It's a nerf, right? The comp will be weaker and probably not everybody is going to force it, but I expect it to still be an S tier comp. This is insane. Warwick getting a buff at 3-star, you know, sure, 50 more damage, that's not going to change anything. They are nerfing Brand 1. I didn't think it was that strong to begin with. He is really strong in the late game when he straights the MR for your Vel'Koz. If you don't need the CC for the Zara for the Spellweaver trait. So, questionable, we'll see how it goes. Now Ikarim is gonna cast, which is fantastic. Otherwise, it would just straight up die. Now he's gonna heal at least once. Better front line, so another buff to Cavalier and to potentially Vayne. So that's dangerous. LeBlanc just getting a stun duration nerf. That's fine. Trendor getting more attack speed and less mana, so he's casting faster. You know, I'm fine with that. He was not playing much, just in 6 skirmisher or maybe the 4 Dragon Slayer comp. He was just there for a synergy comp and potentially absorbing the MR when you had the Mordekaiser as a carry, or the Jax shredding the armor. But yeah, overall, not bad. Victor 3 getting buffed. Yeah, this is becoming dangerous because they are nerfing Vayne, but if they are buffing all the other Forgotten units, it's the comp is still going to be insane. It's still going to be insane. Katarina 3 buff. So if you're playing her with 4 assassins and wanted to 3-star her, she would be even better now. You know, great. Listen, one, in my opinion, of the weakest unit in the game right now. Doesn't do much damage. Buff is nice. I still don't think it's going to be enough. Lulu 3 going to 6 targets. That's nuts. But, you know, there is not that many comps I will go for Lulu 3 anyway. But if you do, 6 targets it's a lot. It's a lot. A nerf to Morgana. I mean, you're still putting her front line anyway, so it doesn't really matter, and she got more damage at 1-star, so overall pretty good for her. For Nidalee, so she's gonna have less mana, meaning she will cast faster and go to your carry a little faster. They're just buffing her at 3-star, which I think is fair because you would just never go for any 3-cost carry right now, and they are trying to open that up, right? Because there is all those buff to the 3-stars to make some comps more viable. Another one is going to be Nocturne, where the bug with the slash is now fixed. It's gonna actually heal him the right amount, so that's pretty good. Nunu is gonna eat faster, great. Pantheon is gonna have more damage. You're gonna notice also that they are buffing a lot of skirmishers, so maybe going 6 skirmishers now is a good way to go. That's 3 units already buffed. Riven, the cast spare time is the big one here in my opinion. Having 50 HP, great, that's fine. The little buff on the AD side, that's great, but casting faster will mean winning a lot more damage input, a lot more DPS. So maybe that can be a good free cost carry right there that you would want a 3-star. Yasuo, again, having some more true damage and spare damage at 3-star, trying to make that for Nightrigger for Legionnaire comp work. RFC, Renant, and Jugantal Yasuo, I think, are the best in slot. Something to try out. Another buff to Draconic, just because you would 3-star the Zara usually pretty easily along the Ashe, and then 100 damage, it's a lot. It's a lot. So we're gonna have to be careful with that. Aphelios, okay. Aphelios is getting hardly nerfed, but now his ability can crit. Meaning, if you 2-star him, his ability can one-shot a Vayne or any other carries in a backline. If it crits, okay? Because you're gonna want to guarantee the crits and probably go IE Last Whisper. And then probably Rage Blade, I think, would be a best, or BT, whatever you can get. But his actual auto attack damage, it's getting nerfed, and it's getting nerfed. They are also, of course, decreasing the spell damage, right? Otherwise, it would just one-shot everything. Now I think it's just the right amount where you're just gonna one-shot the carries in the back, and that's it. And only if it crits. So something to try out next patch is to go 4 Nightbringer, 2 Rangers, the usual comp, and go 4 crit +1 on the Aphelios, maybe BT, maybe Rage Blade, have to try it out. Ivern, I mean, it's fine. They're just putting basically a change on the percentage of the AP on the Daisy. It's still gonna hurt a lot. Mordekaiser having more mana, I think that's great. Just because he's casting a little too fast, especially if you put him in the front line, and then he just slaps and one-shots everything if he has, let's say, Gunblade, QSS, and any other tanky items. So I like this change. Rel, again, that's like a front line that's present in almost every comp just because it's so good. Having some nerfs on the stun duration is okay. Probably expect some more. Some legendaries. So legendaries, Garen is gonna get nerfed at 1-star. It's true that if you were going for an AP comp, Garen was already a fantastic carry. If you didn't try the Shadow Hand of Justice on him, I highly recommend. It's actually insanely strong. Heimer, unfortunately my favorite unit is getting nerfed. 20 more mana, so 2 more to attack to cast, and the turret AD is gonna hurt 25 less. I still think it's going to be really strong though. Kindred is gonna basically heal less and deal less damage, but she was never going to be your carry anyway, so this is totally fine. Teemo buff at 1-star. That's interesting. That's really interesting because I think Teemo was in a good place, either at 1 or 2-star. Especially in the 4 Invoker composition, where you're going for Karma, and then Amberdanger, Ivern, Volibear, Syndra, and whatever frontline you had, right? That comp was, and still is, really, really strong. So I guess we'll see. Maybe having a Teemo early now is gonna hurt a lot more. About the items, you're still gonna play Chalice. It's just 5 less AP. It's totally fine. It's still strong. The Dark Shroud, I wonder what it is gonna do, because what's the downside then of having the Dark? You know? I will need to see for that one. Dragon Claw, yeah, that they killed the item before. Now it's 250 magic resist. That's insane, especially if you play 4 Mystics. If you play 4 Mystics and have this item, that unit will not die. They are buffing the Dark Sunfire. That's a little dangerous because it was really, really strong in the Alien reroll composition. And now your, whatever, if it is Cannon or Kled, the item order, that unit is gonna last much longer. So that is very strong. We'll have to see how it goes. It also works really well with Draconic Abomination if you put the Sunfire on the Nunu. Here it feels like there is basically no penalty. So we need more details here, but this item was already good. It's not great, but it's good. Frozen Heart, I really like this change. That item right here, the shadow one, was completely broken if you were playing this on a Diana. It doesn't matter if you're playing against Vayne, Aphelios, Draven, Mordekaiser, like half the attack speed is insane. Okay, that was like an item counter right there. I don't know why they are nerfing the Shadow GA, but you will get 10% less HP. You know, it's fine. Ionic Spark, your ally are gonna take less zap damage and you're gonna get more AP. So you can actually put this on an actual carry now, where every 2 seconds, I think it is, you're getting 10 AP per cast. So somebody with, let's say, Shadow blue buff like Rise, and you put this item on him, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt a lot. The Shadow Locket getting buffed. Again, I do not know why, because this item was insane in the early game. As well as the Shadow Redemption, by the way. So having even more armor and MR now it's huge value. It doesn't matter when it is in the game, right? You're going to have a big front line anyway, most likely 5 units. If you get basically 140 worth of stats on 5 units, it's huge. It's huge. Definitely an item to go for now. Rework the Gauntlet. Basically, it's gonna crit more and you're gonna take a little bit more damage. It's okay. The point of this item is to one-shot anything that's touching the ability anyway, so I'm okay with that change. You're gonna heal more and dealing less to the order of the item. So again, this is something I could slam early, and this is super strong. Shadow Shojin. Shadow Shojin, having the 5% can actually make a huge difference on somebody like Zara or Vel'Koz maybe, because if you're gonna play the Aiju Gauntlet or any big damage dealer, right? The 5% is not going to change much, and you will be able to cast once or twice as much. So again, a great item to go for. Titans, one more stack, that's fair. Warmogs, maybe you will actually build this item not just in your early game to go into Mordekaiser anymore. Yeah, it's very flexible. Now you're losing only 60 HP per second. That's pretty good. This needed to be nerfed, I agree. Having that Vayne with I don't know how much attack speed, like strictly at the enter of the fight was, you know, it's insane. So overall, the Vayne is going to lose 15% attack speed, which is not much, but you know, we take those. Like I said, I still believe the build is going to be broken. And this is a big one, and I am scared of this. And I understand that this is, you know, a quarter life and a half life, but if you have 3 or 4 and every time they spawn, your backline is still gonna be untouched. You're gonna have Mystic, you're gonna have Spell Weaver, you're gonna have Ranger, like your Ashen Zara is still gonna carry you, you're gonna have so much CC. Yeah. So for prediction for next patch, I really do believe that Draconic Abomination is going to be back on top, especially if you go for the Zizrot and items on the Zara and on the Ashe as per usual. Vayne is still going to be broken, Lisandra is still going to be broken. It's tempting to start rerolling Redeemed after the Aatrox and the Ona buff. Varus 3 in the mid game is absolutely nuts, as well as Syndra, by the way. So if you can freestyle all 4 of those and go maybe 6 redeem in the late game, yeah, you have a really strong composition. That's definitely something I want to try. There is 4 out of I don't know how many skirmishers that got buffed, so I would definitely want to try 6 skirmisher build around Jax. Jack's best in slot are BT, Shadow Runets, and Shadow QSS. You're basically playing 6 skirmishers, 2 Dragon Slayer, some Ironclads, some Mystics here and there, and you're basically good to go. yeah, I don't think this patch is gonna shift the meta too much. You're still going to be seeing the Lisandra and Vayne rerolls, potentially more rerolls. Uh, Draconic Abomination being a little bit more popular. Aphelios is gonna crit now, so we'll see how it goes. I expect him to do well though. But that's basically it, guys, for this patch. I will let you guys know what are the actual good punch based on data on Thursday. I believe I will have enough data to make a video and be right about these predictions or not. Let me know if you do have any questions down in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time.